Afternoon everyone, Kalla here, welcome to my live stream, glad you could make it today. So, today, more Ace Attorney investigations. Last time, Edgeworth was asked by an old friend to deliver the ransom money in a kidnapping case, and then wound up getting himself knocked out and secured in a locked room. Here in this theme park, themed to the Blue Badger. We then managed to escape with the assistance of the appearance of this girl who calls herself the Great Thief Yatagarasu. And after we got out, we encountered the Interpol agent who is apparently in charge of this kidnapping case and his giant group of police underlings. So I'm pretty sure now we are on Edgeworth, Gumshoe and Yatagarasu versus the versus Mr. Wolf and the 101 Dalmatians. Maybe it was Mr. Wolf and the 100 actually. I don't know if his secretary counted in the 100. But I think we can solve this faster than 100 plus policemen, right? Hello, Drag. How are you doing? Right. We have investigation to do. And by investigation, I mean I'm going to explore a theme park. Wriggling. I just can't bring myself to call it dancing. Monsters are painted on this garage door to complete the Wild West theme. They almost look like they're ready to jump out into the real world and gallop away. Almost being the key word. Yeah, the fact that it's like a metal garage door, though. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, I can't let anyone through. Agent Lang's orders. I suppose I'll have to deal with this impasse for now. It's a cactus. And there's something written here on this sign. This cactus is a very gracious gift to Gatewater land from the local police precinct. I can't believe the police went so far as to even donate a cactus to this place. I'm guessing I know whose cactus that is. Mr. Wild West. From which game? I don't remember which. It's an empty barrel. I'd venture to guess that its only purpose is to set the mood. Yeah, a lot of this is theming, Edgeworth. It's an old-fashioned rocking chair, the kind that makes you feel instantly at ease. There's something written here. A soothing 10-minute sitting for only $100! I see. Reverse psychology. Make it so expensive that no one would dare sit on it. I mean, how are they going to enforce that there, really? Really. This horizontal bar is used for tying up horses. Apparently, you can ride real horses at the Cowboys Ranch area just up ahead. Is it possible that the culprits have already escaped with the help of a stolen horse or two? Under Agent Lang's orders, we already rounded up all the horses, and every last one of them has been accounted for. Agent Lang is good, although I wouldn't go so far as to say I'm impressed just yet. I highly doubt I'll find a clue in here, but I might as well check just to be sure. Barrel sure is heavy. You there! Do you know what's inside of this thing? It's the emergency water supply for putting out fires. I see. Well, they certainly are well prepared. And these guys will just say I can't go past them, therefore, hey Gumshoe. Great job, Detective. Sir! For losing sight of me and the kidnapper, and allowing my investigation to be hijacked. Sir! I look forward to your next month's salary assessment. But the case isn't lost yet, sir. I'm gonna show you just how much of a man Dick Gumshoe can be. Shall I prepare the 21-gun salute now or later? Yeah, Gumshoe doesn't need his salary docking any further. He can barely eat ramen at this rate, Edgeworth. Detective, are you sure it was the precinct you called for backup? Oh, of course, sir! I think I would know the number to my own precinct like the back of my hand. Then why did an Interpol agent show up instead, with an army of his own agents? I have no idea. About 5 minutes after I made the call, that wolfman showed up out of nowhere, sir. Agent Lang definitely has an agenda. So the question is, what is he after? Imagine if Gumshoe called some random house for help. Yeah, but I mean, at least you'd know that, because I assume that when the precinct picks up, they say that it's the precinct. Right? Like, hello, you have reached the police precinct. How may I direct your call? Or something like that. I don't know what you get when you call a police precinct. I did see the outside of New Scotland Yard yesterday, though. Just the outside, as I walked past. Wouldn't Gumshoe get a more personal line to the higher-ups? Yeah, I mean... How do you think the higher-ups in the police think of Gumshoe? Is he allowed to have a direct line? I mean, I guess even if he had a direct line to, like, another detective, it would be like... Hello, Detective X's desk. How may I help you? Right? I don't know. Mr. Edgewood, I was wondering if I may ask you about one thing, sir. Yes? What is it? Who is that? The girl over there, I mean. I'm Mr. Edgewood's assistant. Kay Faraday! Hello, Kyle. How you doing? What? Funny, I don't recall making you my assistant, Kay. Yeah, I'm Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Me! It's been like that since... forever. Sorry, but I just stole your supporting role. How can you say something so serious with that giant grin on your face, pal? Mr. Edgeworth, we got a thief on our hands, sir. She stole my role, sir. I'm taking her in, getting her convicted, and making sure she serves out her sentence. Oh, come on, it'll be fun, like musical chairs. You'd better stay fast on your feet. This theme park drag is developed by the Gatewater... not Gatewater Company, Gatewater... Well, the same company that runs that hotel. Anyway. No way! I will not lose the spotlight to you, little girl. Speaking of my other assistant. Man, I can't probably do any stealing with that at all with that detective around. I suppose it's not easy when there's this many members of law enforcement in the vicinity. It's alright. It's not like I'm in a hurry to steal just any old thing. Which is it? Do you plan to steal something or not? Quite the mystery, this one. Maybe I should talk with her a bit more. So, what are you going to do about your investigation into the kidnapping? Good question. Since Agent Lang holds the authority to investigate this case now, this makes things a bit more complicated. Oh, come on! You can't let that stop you! I'll even lend you a hand, so let's go! But you're a self-purported great thief, are you not? I don't believe I can let someone of an unlawful nature participate in an investigation. You don't like to listen, do you? I'm not just any old great thief, I'm the Yatagarasu. And as I said earlier, the Yatagarasu is after one and only one thing. And that would be... What is this one and only one thing you're after? The Yatagarasu is only interested in one thing. And that is the truth. I see. It was 7 years ago. Ooh, Yatagarasu backstory? There was a vigilante who threw the business world into a panic. Labelled mysterious and phantom-like, the Yatagarasu appeared and vanished at will. Though we still don't know much about this thief's ultimate goal, we do know the targets. The Yatagarasu like to find and publicly disclose evidence of corrupt dealings of all sorts. Once a target was chosen, no dramatic calling card or announcement was sent forth. Instead, the chosen corporation was infiltrated without even the target noticing. Some days later, the evidence that was found was sent out to the mass media, along with a card with the mark of a three-legged raven. Looking back, I suppose you could call what the Atagarasi was stealing the truth. Could this child really be the successor to the original Atagarasi? That can't be, can it? Lance! Lance! Where are you, son? Alright. Really? Mr. Amano? Oh, Miles, my boy! I'm sorry to involve you in such an affair just after you've returned. For you... Ooh, my throat. Just a second. For you, Mr. Amano, I gladly offer my assistance. After all, I have you to thank for how well things turned out during my time abroad. If it wasn't for you, I might not have been introduced to that law office, and had the chance to study the inner workings of another country's judicial system. Has he just got wads of paper money shoved in his belt? No, no, no. Think nothing of it. As you know, Manfred and I go way back. I consider a beloved disciple of his to be like one of my own blood. Best way to protect your wealth. Best way to get pickpocketed. They don't even have to go for your pocket. They can just grab a stack and run. If you ever want to go overseas again, you need only to ask. I can use my company's vast network to send you anywhere at any time. So, who's the old man? He is the father of the currently kidnapped Lance Amano, Ernest Amano. Now then, have you found Lance yet, Miles? Please, I miss my poor boy dearly. I'm terribly sorry, but your son's whereabouts remain unknown, Mr. Amano. Oh, hold on there! Then, what happened to all that money? I believe the $1 million has been stolen and that the culprits are now on the run. What? Poor old man. Don't you have anything you could give him to cheer him up, Mr. Edgeworth? Forgive me, Mr. Romano. Wait, did we have something? I'm not sure any of these things is going to help. Okay. I was wondering if you could please tell me the details of the kidnapping one more time. Oh, it was yesterday. A call came to the house. From the receiver came the sound of my son. Help me, Daddy! I know this is tough, but please stay with me here, Mr. Romano. You don't understand. He hasn't called me Daddy in ages. It was incredibly moving. I wish I'd recorded him saying that. Is this actually a kidnapping case? Is this perhaps a, runaway case, actually? Is the son in league with the kidnappers? He definitely should have recorded that conversation. And not for the foolish sentimentalities of an old man. Refresh my memory. What kind of person is Lance again? How will telling you about Lance help you get him back? Surprisingly, a lot can be deduced from a person's relationships and behavior. Very well, then. Lance is my one and only son, and he turned 21 this year. He is very much like me when I was his age, kind and very attractive. I'm sure women simply can't keep their hands off him. Is there anything else about him you noticed of late? Now that you mention it, I haven't been able to get in contact with our butler, Olivia. No, sorry, Oliver, even. Your butler? Yes, his name is Oliver Deacon. He's been with our family for years now. He gets along so well with Lance, so I thought maybe he would know where my son is. Mr. Romano, could you please tell me a little more about your butler, Mr. Deacon? As a butler, he's outstanding. He even serves as Lance's personal private tutor. He took a brief leave recently, but even after it was over, I haven't been able to reach him. So, you still haven't spoken with him since his leave? What about his family and friends? They said they hadn't seen him. I've tried everything I could think of, Miles. Do you think this could have something to do with Lance's kidnapping? I mean, the butler dinner is always a popular choice. It's possible, but I can't say anything for sure quite yet. So, even the person closest to the victim has gone missing. Oliver Deacon. Sounds like one name I'd better keep in mind. Detective Gumshoe? Yes, sir! Let's begin our investigation. Even if that Interpol agent holds the authority to head this investigation, we can't allow ourselves to stand idly by twiddling our thumbs. I'm with you 100%, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I, Dick Gumshoe, pledge to stick by your side through thick and thin. Mr. Romano, it was my fault that the culprits escaped. Which is why, with your blessing, I vow to return Lance to you myself. Oh, I've never seen you so passionate before, Miles. Good luck to you, my boy. All right. Well, what are you waiting for? Let's do some investigating. If you think I'm losing to you, pal, forget it. Wild, Wild West area. So, what should we examine first? Thanks to Agent Lang, we can't leave this area. But the culprits were here until only very recently. Which means we may be able to find some clues that tell us how they escaped. Okay, let's get looking. Hey, you there! Oh, me? What are you doing goofing off in a place like this? I wasn't goofing off. I was about to help Mr. Edgeworth kick off his investigation. You imbecile! All precinct detectives are now under Agent Lang's direct command. No way! I am not working for Wolf Boy. Mr. Edgeworth, can't you do something? I'm not exactly in a position to argue, seeing as how you are a member of the police. Good, now let's go. No! Boy, have I got just the job for someone of your talents. No, we've had gumshoes stolen from us. How could they? Well, that was exciting. Okay. What? Can't you tell I'm ready to get down to some detective work? You should go home. Your parents must be worried about you. Oh, come on! I finally get to be your assistant and you try to ditch me? I don't recall offering you the position. Why do you have to be so difficult? Because it's already too late, you know? Like I said, I've already stolen the position of assistant a while back. You're the only one asserting that. Well, by the time anyone notices, it's already gone. That's the Yasagarasu way. You shouldn't speak so lightly of things you know nothing about. Fine, whatever. You win. Go ahead and do your little investigation. But the talented assistant Kay is going to tag along no matter what you say. Even if she turns out to be useless, she's not going to listen to me. I might as well surrender and let her come along for the ride. It's going to be the same thing. Oh, not quite the same because we get K. Okay. Horses are painted on this garage door to complete the Wild West theme. They look so lifelike, don't you think? Are you thinking of wrangling or rather stealing them? If you can coax them out of there, sure. Come on, I know you can sweet talk them out. I could be holding a cube of sugar in my hand and they wouldn't budge, Kay. Hey, it's the Blue Badger! Badger, get! I really don't understand why she's so excited over this badger hunt. Speaking of badgers, there's a person inside of there. Mr. Badger, I wonder if you might share with me what you saw. I don't think the Blue Badger's allowed to speak, Edgeworth. He's doing that contorted, wriggling dance again. Aha! Meekins! Ah, you've uncovered me undercover identity, sir! I was hoping to remain under that head, sir! Aren't you Officer Meekins? Sir! I'm Mike Meekins, reporting for duty, sir. This man was a witness in one of the cases I headed 2 years ago. About the only thing I remember about this officer is that he often spoke and acted before he thought, which gave me a great deal of headaches. Is he a friend of yours, Mr. Edgeworth? I've met him in the courtroom once before. Why was he so upset when we unmasked him? Does he have something to hide? Officer Meekins, why are you standing here wasting time? Sir! Because I'm not a police officer right now, sir. I'm the Blue Badger. And I'm creating memories and dreams for the kids. That's never a waste of time, sir. I have a dream to become as big as Detective Gumshoe, sir. I was patrolling the scorchingly boring beat until a little while ago, when the dispatch radio on my shoulder crackled that the kidnappers had escaped, sir. I thought maybe this was my shot at making detective, sir. I rushed on over to join in, but when I got here there was a sea of people already. And I couldn't spread my trademark friendliness and joy onto anyone. It would seem that some people never change. So, why exactly are you in that ridiculous outfit? Sir, that's because, sir, I'm here to keep the visitors in good spirits, sir. But also to hide the fact that I'm an officer on the trail of a kidnapper, sir. I see. Agent Lang is very wise to employ this sort of diversionary tactics. To be handed the role of the Blue Badger out of all the different disguises, sir. It's such an honour. How long have you been standing here, officer? Sir! For about 1 little hour, sir. That's around the time I woke up from being knocked unconscious. And I've been here ever since, sir. If that's true, then it's possible Officer Meekins saw the kidnappers escaping. But however, sir, I must tell you, I didn't see a thing, sir. I haven't asked you anything yet, officer. No, but I know you will, sir. He is hiding something from me. Officer Meekins, I insist you tell me more about your recent movements. Sir, I've been playing the Blue Badger this whole time, sir, and getting into it too. I patrolled the park, all while wearing this costume. And about 1 hour ago, I came over here, sir. I ain't seen any suspicious-looking people this whole time, sir. But I did see a badger, sir, a lone Blue Badger. What you said just now is contradictory to the facts. How so, Mr. Edgeworth? This is what Officer Meekins' testimony contradicts. The thing that says there's only one... Yep, that was it.
Take that!
Officer Meekins, let's back things up. I'd like to ask you about your last statement. Sir, of course, sir. If that's your wish, Mr. Prosecutor. This little patrolman will wait as long as I am commanded to wait. You said that you saw a Blue Badger, correct? And yet, if you take a look at this, what you saw was not supposed to happen. This park is supposed to have only one of each badger in it at any given time. Which means that as long as you were the Blue Badger, Officer Meekins, you should not have seen another Blue Badger wandering the premises. What? Sir! Then, that would mean that there are 2 Blue Badgers walking around. But why? Well, one of them is probably a kidnapper. Alright. Anything with the cactus? Look, there's a blurb about the cactus here. This cactus is a very gracious gift to Gatewaterland from the local police precinct. I can't believe the police went so far as to even donate a cactus to this place. I mean, they just didn't want the cactus there in the police department anymore, I think. So, is the police department running a cactus farm on the side? Just kidding. They wouldn't do something so silly. Actually, I have the vague impression I've seen a cactus farm at the precinct before. If these were real, I wonder what you've put in them. Water would be the obvious answer. But if you stored water in a barrel under the blazing hot sun, wouldn't it go bad? I'm not sure how long it takes for water to go bad. But equally, I'm not sure you'd be drinking from it anyway. People of that period probably didn't care about how it tasted. Sorry, but I can't let you get away with making fun of our forefathers. I mean, maybe they really liked the strange taste. So, she's referring to going bad as how water ends up tasting if you've left it in a bottle in your hot car for a day, and not. She wasn't talking about stagnant water and shoot. What's the? Is it leptospirosis? What's the one you've got to do the surveys of pipes and stuff for? Is leptospirosis. Hey, I remembered. Look who's making fun of them now. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth! Isn't this one of those things you tie horses to? Yes, although the horses are in another location at the moment. Aww, here I was hoping I would get to ride one. You know how to ride a horse? Nope, never rode one in my life. But I have an Asian friend who was born in the year of the horse. Year of the Horse is 1990, I think. Let's find a list. Yeah, 1990. The 1990, 2002, 2014. How old are you, girl? 17. So probably the 2002 rather than the 1990. Oliver Deacon is aged 50. Okay. This is Lance, age 21. Meekins is 24. Shilong Lang is 27. And his assistant Sheena does not have a recorded age here. Ernest Amano is 51. Non sequitur is the only way to describe your logic. Is there a cat? There's a cat over there. I wish to pet the cat. I've got you now, you vile criminals! I'd think the kidnappers would have better sense than to try hiding in these. Oh, come on, lighten up, will ya? I was only joking. I don't really think the criminals would be hiding here right in front of two officers. I certainly hope not. Excuse me, but if you could just let me through here. Sorry, can't let anyone through. Agent Lang's orders. Suppose I'll have to deal with this impasse for now. Can we go inside the saloon? No? Okay. Yeah, well, the person using the expensive chair has a lot of money on him. Yeah. So I wonder how much each one of those notes is. Maybe they're like they're each like $100 notes, and he could just sit there all day on it. Maybe that's it. Maybe the money stuffed in his OB is his walking around money. As in his easily spendable. There's no problem with me spending this money. Right, let's check what we've got in here. Ah, costumes and the second blue badger. A second blue badger that shouldn't exist. Clearly, the true identity of the person underneath is... Oh, I know! It's one of the kidnappers, right? The person wore a costume to get away. Costumed escape. The identity of the second blue badger was probably the kidnapper in disguise. Precisely. After all, the costumes that went missing from the storage area are a blue badger, a proto badger, and a bad badger. But not the head of the bad badger, right? Yes, those three. So there are 3 phony badgers running around in the park somewhere, huh? I mean, they only stole half a bad badger. The bad badger is being a very bad badger by not having a head. The kidnappers stole 3 costumes, a blue, a proto, and a bad badger. Maybe we show that thing to Meekins. If I say Meekins, excuse me. Sir, I'm undercover as the Blue Badger now, sir. I must pretend not to know anything about anything, sir. I mustn't respond to that. It would be like shooting fish in a barrel. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Edgeworth wanted to go, well, that shouldn't be difficult for you. How can it be bad if it doesn't have a head? Good point. Good point. Well, it doesn't sit. I mean, he does still have a gun. Let's talk to Kay. That one. Yes? Kay, what do you think about the kidnapping? Well, I don't know anything about the victim. So actually, I was hoping you could tell me. Ah, that's right. I never did explain the situation to you. I got involved because of a phone call I received. It was from none other than the director of the Amano Group, Mr. Ernest Armano. His only son, Lance, had been kidnapped, and he wanted me to be the drop-off man. Little did I suspect I would be abducted myself. And that's when I found you tied to a pole, screaming, "Oh!" Can you please drop that already? Oh, yeah. Can we climb the drain pipe here? Oh, footprints, shoes, and also blue. Oh, 2 sets of badger footprints. Hey, there's a bunch of footprints in the mud over here. I remember hearing rain fall out here when I was being held in there. Yep, it was just a passing rain. That's why the ground is already pretty much dried up. I should be thankful it's left us with some nice footprint samples. You know what? I bet if we followed them we can find out where the kidnappers went. Plus, we'd be able to spot them because of their muddy shoes. I don't think it'll be that easy. Why not? Look carefully. There are quite a few different sets here. Yeah, but only 2 of them are coming out of that door. And we don't know which ones belong to the kidnappers. Oh, that's true. We don't know what kind of shoes they were wearing. I mean, we do, but we're going to have to put those together in a sec. To prove that we know. Now that we know the kidnappers were wearing badger costumes, those footprints from earlier take on a new and very significant meaning. Oh, you mean how we know which tracks belong to the kidnappers, right? Yes, more than shoe prints, we need to follow the paw prints of badgers. Okay, Mr. Edgeworth, it's time to use those footprints and go badger hunting. Hello, Daniel. How are you doing? Right, I would like to go badger hunting. How? So one of these sets goes this way. Can we see them again? Not really. One of the sets goes this way. And we're also incapable of dealing with that. Oh, wait, there was something there. Something... There we go. Is the game zone like the snack zone? I mean, there are so many zones, Drag. I still have some of my snack zone sweets from last night. I did buy a significant amount of pick and mix. So we're looking for footprints made by a costume. Hey, I think I found them! There are 2 sets here. They both do look like possible candidates. This set is walking off to the west. It just stops. I can't make heads or tails of where it's headed from here. I think we can assume it's headed towards the stadium. I wonder where the other set leads. This one seems to be headed east. Huh? Oh, the other set is just Meekins. Of course. Quick, Mr. Edgeworth, I've got him! I've got one of the culprits! No, I'm not a kidnapper, sir! Down, Kay. Clearly those footprints belong to Officer Meekins. But our criminals were each wearing a costume. Ha! Maybe they came over to this garage for something. That's what I would suppose. Officer Meekins, if you could step aside for a moment. We need to examine the garage. Sir! Roger Wilco, sir! No, it does just have a handle. Let's open this shutter and see what we find. Maybe we'll find the kidnappers hiding inside. Ah! Well, now it's a murder. Here I was thinking it might not be a murder this time. I'm guessing that's the butler. We seem to have stumbled across a dead body. She must be in severe shock to have been the first to find it. Now then, who is this man? It's Oliver! Mr. Romano, are you saying this man is... Yes, he's my butler. Well, he does look like a butler. How could something like this have happened? Indeed, and why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? I'd better investigate this crime scene quickly before Agent Lang or his men return. The kidnapper's footprints lead right into this garage, which has 2 vehicles missing. And right to a dead body, which has been shot. So there's blood here at the stomach, but there's also blood, like, up here. Has it leaked through, or did he, like, get shot through? Is it possible one of the kidnappers is now a murder victim? Victim was kidnapper? Following a kidnapper's prints led us to a body. Was the victim in a costume? From my cursory examination, I believe this man died of a fatal bullet wound. I'm not sure I, like, entered the stomach and exited from the left shoulder. I feel... I don't know, entered the left shoulder and exited through the stomach feels... Well, I guess it depends on where you're... If he was standing up, yeah, entered through the stomach, exited through the shoulder, but he could be, like, kneeling and shot, like, from above/behind, was my first thought. We can't see the actual wound, and therefore I can't make a judgment on that one, and even if I could, I probably couldn't. And also I don't want to see a gunshot wound. From my cursory examination, I believe this man died of a fatal gunshot wound. Yep. Preliminary findings data dotted down in my organizer. The victim is Oliver Deacon. Seems he was shot dead. You sure are calm for someone who just found a body. It's surprising what one can become accustomed to in the span of 2 days. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Well, where do we start? I would like to start with the vehicle. No? Okay. I would like to start with the wound. As long as the Interpol agent has control of this case, I'm not going to be able to have a real autopsy done on the victim. I'm no doctor, but let's see what I can piece together myself. There are 2 gunshot wounds. One in his abdomen and one in his shoulder. So that means he was shot twice? Doubt it, Kay. No, I don't think so. I think the abdominal one is an entry wound, and the one near his shoulder is the exit wound. Okay, we'll take Edgeworth's word on that one. Nice! I knew you could figure it out! It comes with experience, and I've seen my share of crime scenes. Speaking of experience... this crime scene seems a bit too clean for a murder where the bullet went clean through. Yeah, that was in fact my next thought. This is clearly not where the guy died, so where is that? Is it behind that locked door? I should make a note of this oddity. Preliminary findings data updated in my organizer. Bullet entered his abdomen and exited through his shoulder. That is someone, like, really close up? I think either someone really close up or someone who is, like, kind of below him, like if he was up on, like, a balcony or something. It's either point blank shoving the gun basically into his stomach, or it's shooting him from below. I guess we'd know which if we had any gunshot residue on the clothing. Right, is he holding anything? No. Alright, let's look at his necklace. This is an unusually shaped pendant. What is it? Is it something valuable? She seems to have regained some of her composure. It looks like a horse pendant. It's got an antique feel about it and it's really pretty. I mean, it could just be merch from here. Hold on. This is made of platinum silver. Nice! It is worth something after all. Oh, and look! There's something written on the back. Colin Devoray. It's a name. Okay, so it doesn't come here from the Wild Wild West then. Colin Devoray. This man's name is... Okay, are we done? Are we done? Looks like we could be done. What do we currently have in here? not enough stuff to do anything with. What a peculiar car. Yeah, from the looks of it, it must be the Blue Badger-mobile. And it has 3 tires. So maybe it left those tire tracks behind? Okay, yeah, I guess only one of the vehicles has been stolen. Recently. Sorry, taken out recently. We don't know if it was stolen. We can probably assume it got stolen by the culprits in the proto-badger costume. That's simply not possible. Huh? Why? Take a look at the tires. There's no mud stuck to them. Therefore, it must have been here since before it started to rain. Oh, gotcha! Good eye. It's a shame I don't see any other clues around. Mr. Romano, this body. Yes, that's my butler, Oliver. How could something like this have happened? Indeed, and why was Mr. Deacon here to begin with? Maybe the whole kidnapping thing was cooked up between the kidnapped son and the butler as a sort of way to get back at Dad somehow. And then the son decided he didn't need assistance anymore once he had the $1 million. Just throwing stuff at the wall now, as usual. Just seeing what sticks. Yeah, I'm going with the butler was killed to silence him. I mean, regardless, it might not have been a thing cooked up between the butler and the boy. It could have been the butler and someone else. Regardless, like, the butler was potentially one of the people who did the actually could have been someone who did the kidnapping, or could be someone who was kidnapped. Maybe they were both kidnapped. Even so, the butler was killed to silence him. Killed by someone. To silence him about stuff, for sure. Hey, Meekins, you got any thoughts? No? You've got thoughts, though. Oh, no. It's a set of tire tracks originating from the garage. So that means a car left from the garage at some time, right? Correct. But for the car to leave these tracks, it would mean that it left during the passing rain. That's the only explanation as to why these tracks are made of mud. 3 treads. I think we can also safely assume it's a special type of car. A 3-wheeler. I don't know enough about actual cars. Great. So sorry, you don't have anything to say. Oh, did you know? I really love this kind of chair, the way it rocks back and forth. When I grow old, I plan to sit on one of these and rock the day away every day. But you don't have to wait, Mr. Edgeworth. You're at just the right age for one. Oof, okay. Edgeworth is like maybe only 10 years older than you. Oh, he doesn't have his own profile in here. Do I really project myself as someone of that age? Right, we've got just one thing in there. Let's double check our evidence again. Preliminary findings, got stolen costumes. Badger Photo Rally, we've got the Blue Badger Bible, which tells us all about the badgers. We've got the head of the bad badger on its own. And the pamphlet. Actually, let's have a look at this. If we hadn't looked at this. Okay. So there's basically only 3 areas to this park. The Wild Wild West, which doesn't look like it has any rides at all, unless it has like a dark ride that's hidden under all this. The Haunted House, which is an attraction of its own. What's that? Stadium, which I assume is where like event stuff happens and shows. But actually ride-wise, there's a carousel down here. And there's a Ferris wheel and I was going to say a relatively little roller coaster, but it does invert. And we've got Dumbo, basically. And this might be something else. What's the cost of plot to either build the island or place all the water? Yeah, it's a very evenly shaped island, isn't it? Probably is artificial. Also, there's this topiary here, which is definitely shaped like the Blue Badger and definitely doesn't look anything like anything else. Is that another Gatewater hotel? Probably. Hotel in the middle of the park, eh? So we still can't believe if you looked at that. We've talked to you, talked to Meekins. Yes? It appears that this case has taken a turn for the unexpected. I'll say! I was shocked to open that shutter and find a dead body inside. I suppose most people would be, since the average person rarely runs across a corpse. Wait, you just compared me to a normal person, didn't you? I'll have you know that I'm... Sorry. I suppose I should have recognized that you're a... thief, correct? No, I'm a great thief. And a great thief is not surprised by anything. Got it? Apparently, with great thievery comes great loss of short-term memory. I want out. Okay. It's going to be a case of presenting something to someone. Hey, Meekins. What do you think of my preliminary findings? Ooh. We got more here. Time of death pending. What else? Cause of death. Preliminary findings indicate loss of blood resulting from a gunshot wound. Entry point lower right abdomen. Exit point right shoulder. Remarks. Despite the fact that the final bullet went clean through the body, there's very little blood at the site where the body was found. Nope. I was doing that. No. You're still gonna pretend not to know anything about anything. Cool. We can't present that to him. We can't present things to the other police officers. Can I present it to you? What do you think about this? If you're going to steal anything, at least keep your hands off of my lines. Alright, I'll return it to you. Here you go. I was hoping for some information in return, but my line will do for now. Ooh, actually. Meekins! Nope. I missed Meekins. Meekins! Nope. That was not the right button. Meekins, what do you think about the fact that I found it just ahead? No? You really don't want to tell me anything? Okay. Actually, can I follow the tracks? No? No. I am missing something. Definitely only have one thing up here, right? Yeah. No one arrested until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Okay, let's... Okay, that's that. Can't look at the shoes. Oh wait, the deduce button. I forgot about the deduce button. Is this spot connected to any of the evidence? Okay, wait. Right, that was what deduce was for. Ah, wait, nope. I know. Shoot! We can go... That his shoes aren't muddy. We can, like, go... this one. I think. No, never mind. I don't think this is correct. This piece of evidence alone solves the whole case. Really? You think so? Because to be honest, I don't really see how it solves anything. You're just confused jumping from a kidnapping to a murder. Yeah, that's it. I can't believe I made such a large blunder. But even this little girl could point it out. Okay, so no, that doesn't work. Okay, I'm not sure there's anything we can deduce, and there's nothing we can find. Okay, I am stuck. Let us consult with the internet. What really obvious thing have I missed, internet? Oh, okay. Apparently we're supposed to be using the "that wasn't his name." Which, why would you assume that the name on a pendant that someone was wearing had anything to do with their own name? I'm not sure why you would even... Can I not pick this? Oh wait, what? Is it supposed to be the preliminary findings? Yeah. There's something not right about the name on the pendant. The victim is the Amano family butler, and his name is Oliver Deacon. The name on the pendant is Colin Deveray. Yeah, that could be like a brand name. That would be my first assumption. Address. I wonder what's up with that. I mean, my first thought would be brand name. My second thought would be a loved one. I don't know, but I think we've hit upon an important piece of information. How long was this guy your butler, Amano? Mr. Deacon's pendant data not jotted down in my organizer. It's shaped like a horse. Colin Devereux is engraved on the back. Wait, is this gonna be the mum? Lance, where are you, sweetie? Actually, maybe a maid and not a mum. Excuse me, but you are... Is that one of them ring pops? Oh, this is bad. He's really good looking. Stop it, Lauren. You can't let yourself fall for a playboy like him. You're in love with... Sounds like someone who doesn't know the meaning of the phrase inner monologue, huh? Sorry to interrupt your conversation, but might you be a friend of Lance? Yes, I'm Lance's girlfriend. My name is Lauren Pops. It is a ring pop. She just licked it. His girlfriend. Does Lance like maids? Oh, it's not like that. We're more like friends, and we're not lovers or anything. We haven't got that far yet. But I guess that's how people are going to see it, so I should just accept it. I even got this ring as a present from Lance. Oh. You know who she reminds me of? A cartoon character. May I inquire as to why you are here? I haven't been able to get in contact with Lance lately. I began to get really worried. I looked everywhere for him, and then I heard about the kidnapping, so I came here. Wow, you're really strong for having made it through all this by yourself. Is it true? Has Lance really been kidnapped? No one is supposed to know, but yes, it's true. Oh, Lance! I can't believe you've been spirited away! I wonder how you're doing right now. Looks like she's gone back to the fair maiden in love routine. So, Mr. Edgeworth, where do we go from here? Well, we found a body, so we should look into the murder. Ugh, Mr. Wolf. Hold it. My men brought me up to speed over the radio. And I have to say, you really should have called. I heard you found something very intriguing. I mean, why did we need to call? There was a policeman right here. Several policemen right here. I have nothing to hide, Agent Lang. It's exactly what you see before you. I'll take it from here. Yeah, that guy's really dead. Hey, you waiting for an invitation? Hurry up and detain the suspect now. Oh, well, Are we a murder suspect for like the second day in a row? Suspect? Who? Meekins? Officer Meekins, is it? You coming with us? Oh, what? Sir, I had nothing to do with it, sir. Agent Lang, don't you think you're being a bit rash? Do you even have a good reason to suspect Officer Meekins? Heh. I'll leave that kind of stuff to you prosecutors. It's your job, after all. Like I said earlier, crime scene isn't as forgiving as your precious courtroom. That's your answer? I know you like your logic and reasoning, but that sort of impractical fluff is not needed out here in the field. Yes it is? Who trained you? All you have to do is arrest suspicious person after suspicious person. That's how you eliminate crime from the streets. Oh, by making more work for us, thank you. Oh, so many innocent people get arrested in this world. So many. But that's also precisely how you unnecessarily arrest innocent people by mistake. Innocent people. Nonsense. There's no such thing as an innocent person. We've all got a blemish or two in our hearts. This sort of thing actually came up in a book I read recently, which I'm not actually going to mention what it was because it would be spoilers. But just gonna say there was someone in said book who thought like this. That's tyranny. I won't allow such a thing to go on unchecked before my eyes. Heh. Too bad you don't call the shots around here. As I have sworn to uphold the laws of this land, I cannot allow you to take this man in. That you would arrest a man on false charges without even conducting an investigation. Have you no honor as a member of law enforcement? You! How dare you speak so disrespectfully to our Shifu? Hold it! You amuse me, Mr. Prosecutor. Lang Zi says, every pack has its own rules. If you can play by their rules and come out on top, that is a true victory. Alright, I'll give your beloved laws a fair shake. I'll show you just how much investigating I've done. Through my line of logic. Shilong Lang's logic. I've seen a lot of bodies like the one being carted off in my time. I can say he was shot in a single glance, but even you figured out that much, right? With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Unless you're a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins, isn't that right? Yes, but you can't just... The wanted sign for Bad Badger. That is your reasoning? Officer Meekins has a gun and this guy was shot. Really? That's how you're doing this? I'm pretty sure the majority of your men have guns. Also, does Officer Meekins currently have his gun, given that he's currently being the Blue Badger? Is the Blue Badger packing? Also, whoever shot that guy probably got blood on them. Does Meekins have blood on him? Has Meekins' gun been fired? Have you found the bullets that went through the guy so that you can compare it to bullets that come from Meekins' gun? Solid as a rock. It's based on the philosophy of detainment. What's this philosophy of detainment? You don't know? In that case, pay attention, girlie. In my country, the criminals have a saying, beware of the wolf. Why the wolf? Because in my language, lang means wolf, and you don't mess with me or my pack. And as for the detainment philosophy, its father is my honorable ancestor Lang Z. You'd think I'd have heard of him and his teachings if he's that famous. Lang Z developed it as he worked to lock criminals away thousands of years ago. To this day, the Zhengfa police still trains its recruits using his philosophies. But thousands of years ago? That makes your story about as believable as a fairy tale. Anything wears down and breaks over time. You really believe something as ancient as that can be applied in today's world? You want to put it to a test? Okay, I have seen a lot of bodies, he says. Well, good for you, I guess. I can see you were shot in a single glance, that you figured that much out, yeah. With your current gun laws, it's not exactly easy to get your hands on a gun. Unless you're a member of law enforcement like Officer Meekins. Press.
Hold it!
If that's the case, there are plenty of other officers who might be potential suspects. You're not seriously going to arrest each and every one of them, are you? As if I would need to. I've already looked into everyone else here. Oh? Other than Officer Meekins, I know no one else's weapon has been fired. Do you know that Officer Meekins' gun has been fired, though? How did you check every single person's weapon in such a short span of time? That's because each and every one of my subordinates is extremely capable. It didn't take more than a few minutes to conduct the entire investigation. The power of sheer numbers. But you've yet to check Officer Meekins' weapon, correct? Thanks for reminding me. Hey, you! Show me your gun. Oh! What's wrong? Why does he look so sickly pale all of a sudden? He lost it, didn't he? Gun! What did you say? I can't hear you. Stop mumbling and spit it out already. Sir, I lost my gun, sir! So Bad Badger is probably actually armed. How could you be so irresponsible? In the end, looks like you're still the only suspect we got. You're the one who waited here outside this garage to ambush and kill the victim. So, you think that Officer Meekins waited here to kill the victim, do you, Lang? I think this little accusation deserves a lot more scrutiny. Officer Meekins ambushed the victim in this garage and killed him here with his gun. Ah, that is a present with my preliminary findings.
Objection!
This dude wasn't killed in that garage because there ain't enough blood. Unfortunately for you, Agent Lang, that is simply not possible. What do you mean? You've seen the crime scene for yourself. And while you were looking, did you not think to yourself that it was a little too clean? Yeah! So, you did notice there was too little blood? Do you still wish to claim that Officer Meekins committed the murder here? Because this isn't a crime scene. And if it was your men who led you to think it was, then I suggest you leave this case to the local police to set the record straight. Not bad. I see your logic can be just as sound as mine. In that case, let me ask you this. Don't you think it's weird that officer was hanging out around here in the first place? Weird? How so? Hey, you! Your squad's not even supposed to be in this area, right? What were you doing neglecting your duties and loafing around here? Don't you dare give me some lame excuse like I found myself taking a walk. But, sir, I really did take a walk, sir. You're a disgrace. How dare you take your pack obligations so lightly? Officer Meekins is looking extra meek. Is he hiding something? Mr. Edgeworth, please, sir! Save me the way you did earlier, please, sir! Officer Meekins, please give us a detailed account of what happened. Sir, not you too! Meekins' testimony. It's true, sir. I wasn't assigned to this area, sir. I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area, sir. I also went looking for the kidnappers while selling dreams in the Blue Badgermobile, sir. But I got completely caught up in my role selling dreams to the children, sir. Before I knew it, I found myself here in this area, sir. What is this Blue Badgermobile? It's a moving store on wheels that sells sweet dreams and merchandise, sir. Sweet dreams? You mean it sold sweets? Or ice cream? So the Blue Badgermobile is just a roaming souvenir shop? Which does mean, most likely, that the body was transported to that garage in one of the Blue Badgermobiles, because there's probably plenty of space in there. But was it transported by the one that was in the garage, or was it transported by the one that's left? Does the Proto-Badgermobile also sell snacks? Blue Badgermobile data jotted down in my organizer. Mobile shop on 3 wheels. Was parked inside the Wild Wild West area garage. Sir, I swear I was chasing the kidnappers down while I was being a good dream merchant. He seems rather worked up, even more than his usual hyperactive self. He sure seems sure of what he's saying. Can you try to calm down and lower your voice to a more reasonable level, officer? Sir! Roger, sir! I was told to check every square inch of the main gate area. I went looking for the kidnappers. I would like to know what you mean by dreams. What exactly do you mean by selling dreams? Sir, the Blue Badgermobile is where dreams are collected. What? A sweetness like you never known except in dreams, ma'am, like innocence drops. And bitterness found only in nightmares, ma'am, like guilty jawbreakers. Oh, you are selling sweets. Selling those as I push the Blue Badgermobile along is my sworn duty, ma'am. Pushed? Wait, it's not a vehicle?
Hold it!
Or else it's a Flintstones vehicle. You completely forgot to look for the kidnappers. No, sir! Of course not, sir! I would never do something like that, sir! You're absolutely right. Wow, you're good at this forcing people to confess thing, Mr. Hedgeworth. To be frank, I'm just a little man, sir. I'm better at selling kids a few small dreams than looking for a big crook, sir.
Hold it!
Enough wallowing in your own self-pity. Let's return to your testimony. Yes, sir.
Hold it!
How did you wind up all the way over here? I was in the middle of a sea of kids, sir. But one of the kids decided to challenge me to a fight, sir. Is that allowed? I had to run away from the child's painful drop kicks before I knew it. The good old drop kick. I dished out my fair share of those when I was a kid. Who is raising these children? Why did this child feel it was appropriate to drop-kick a mascot in a theme park? It was always the best when you felt one really connect with your opponent. In any case, you wound up here for a reason completely unrelated to the investigation. Sir! That's right, sir. That's not something you should be admitting to with your head held high, officer. It sounds like you simply forgot about his real job and became the Blue Badger. However, there's one flaw in Officer Meekins' story. I have the feeling he'll need some prodding before he'll spill the beans.
Hold it!
Describe for me how you conducted your investigation. Yes, sir. Well, first I made sure there were no suspicious-looking people in the area, sir. But the only people that seemed to gather around me were little girls, sir. Well, what did you expect when you're dressed like the Blue Badger? I thought I had no choice at that point, sir, so...
Hold it!
Alright then, where were you assigned to? I was assigned to the main gate, sir! You must mean the area with the bridge and the outrageous fountain. Okay then, why are you here in the Wild Wild West area? It's because of a very deep reason, ma'am. Did I press this one? I'm not 100% sure.
Hold it!
Yeah, I did.
Hold it!
Okay, we have pressed all the things, therefore what we need is a present. What do we have? We have the map. It's kind of easy to end up in the Wild West from the main gate area. Kind of. Can I investigate this further? Not really. Okay. Present the Blue Badgemobile, probably. And go, if you were doing that and that, then why is it here?
Objection!
Officer Meekins, I would appreciate it if you didn't tell such transparent lies. Sir? I'm lying, sir. Yes, you are. If you were really out there selling dreams with the Blue Badgemobile until recently, then what is it doing here inside the garage? Actually, I've just lost track, sir. Lost track of what? By the time I realised it, the Blue Badgemobile was nowhere to be found, sir. Which would mean it was perhaps stolen. And that's when I came back to this area, thinking maybe it was in the garage, sir. Well, that's when you found me, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Likely story. Who do you think is gonna buy such a convenient tale as that? And what exactly is so convenient about his story? The car getting stolen. It's completely unbelievable even for a cover story. I don't think he said it was stolen. If it was stolen, he wouldn't have come back here to see if it was in the garage. Because if it was stolen, it's going to have been stolen. If it's back here in the garage, it would have been put... It's because it got put away. But I think we can assume the car was used, alright. To move the dead body. What? You killed the victim at some distant location, Officer Meekins. And then you used the Blue Badger-mobile to transport it all the way here. Now then, you're coming with me. But it wasn't me, sir! The killer, sir! It wasn't me, sir! Agent Lang, wait! What do you want now? We still don't know whether where the real scene of the crime is. You can't say we know all the facts of this case, let alone the truth. I told you. Truth smooth. Truth? Schmooth. Okay. I told you. Truth schmooth. I couldn't care less. Wow. Really, dude? Our job is to catch the crook. You'll find out your precious truth after we arrest this guy and take him in. That's the job of you prosecutors in your fancy courts with your logic. As for us, we don't have that kind of time to waste. You boorish buffoon! I think you need to leave. What? We need to get the body to autopsy, and you guys are getting in the way. You would interfere with another one of my investigations. Hey now, let's not forget who holds the actual authority to conduct investigations here. Yes. I'm afraid the one doing the interrupting is you, my ignorant little pretty boy. So, Lang, you think I'm pretty? Now be a good fancy boy and get out of my sight. If you don't, I'll arrest you for obstruction of justice. To be continued. Save? Yes. March 13th, 1:22 p.m. Gatewaterland, main gate. Chased out like a pair of peasants. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Kay? There's something even thieves should never steal. Do you know what that is? You really shouldn't steal anything, however I'll bite. What shouldn't a thief steal? Is it hope? Maybe? How did Phoenix not run into this much trouble? Well, Phoenix typically was not always. A lot of the time Phoenix was on that, was actually on the job. But not always. Yeah, life would be a good option. Life probably is the answer, isn't it? A life. It's too heavy of a burden on your soul to get away with, ever. That's something we can agree on. Well said, Kay. No matter what we may try, murder is the one crime that can never truly be hidden. And I intend to prove that by my own hands. When I apprehend the murderer myself. All right, and I'm gonna work extra hard to be a good assistant. Let's go. I still never said she could be my assistant. And I'm just going to drop the issue. The first thing we should do is locate the real scene of the murder. I'm placing my bets on the haunted house. Although it might make more sense for it to be here in the main gate where we know that that vehicle was. I see the Blue Badger does not have specks of blood on it today. How good for it. Mr. Edgeworth! Detective Gumshoe. Mr. Edgeworth, the stadium! Hurry, sir! This is supposed to be hush-hush, but they found a witness at the stadium. A witness? You, what did we tell you about leaving your assigned post? Yeah, the jig is up. Mr. Edgeworth, remember that I'm always rooting for you, so go get him, sir. Those detectives sure look like they're enjoying themselves. It's not all fun and games, Kay. Now then, let's head to the stadium and meet this witness. Oh, that little girl had a Blue Badger headdress. Ah. So this is the pink Badger version. The pink Badger-mobile. March 13th, 1:42 p.m. Stadium. Them headlights have eyelashes. Pretty sure I've seen a Mini like that. I thought there was a witness here. Yeah, I don't see anyone. Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. Long time no see. Ah, a proper investigator. You are Miss Emma Skye, correct? This girl is the younger sister of my former superior, Lana Skye. 2 years ago, we stood in the same courtroom together as witness and prosecutor. I thought she'd gone to Europe to study forensics. I can't believe you remember me, Mr. Edgeworth. Of course I do. How have you been? You look to be in good spirits. Are you still studying abroad? You bet! More than anything, I want to investigate crime scenes scientifically. I've been studying non-stop every day to become a top-notch forensic scientist. But it's spring break now, so I thought I'd come back for a bit. I see. How far can we move in this area? I almost didn't recognize you. You've really grown in these past few years. Please don't tease me, Mr. Edgeworth. I know I still have a long way to go. But I'm going to be a super forensic scientist someday, you'll see. You seem to know Mr. Edgeworth really well. Are you two acquaintances? Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Emma Skye. Nice to meet you. I'm studying abroad now to be a forensic scientist. How about you? Wow, that's a great dream. My name's Kay Faraday. And I'm training to become an unstoppable great thief. A great thief? Don't think too hard on it, Emma. It's not worth the trouble. In any case, we have much to catch up on. You bet we do! So, why are you here, Emma? Well, I just happened to decide to come back home for spring break. And then I heard that you'd come back too, so I raced on over here. I had really wanted to welcome you back at the airport, but I just missed you. And how exactly did you know I was here? Through the power of science, naturally. Never underestimate what science can do for you. I used these to track your footprints, and I followed them straight to you. That is certainly a way to use that, Emma. This set is the greatest. It's so wonderfully scientific. You spray this chemical on the ground, and when you shine a special light on it, zing! The footprints light up like an electrified noble gas in a glass tube. It's almost like magic, scientifically speaking. Forensic science has never seemed more ominous to me than at this very moment. Emma, I'd like to ask you about what you witnessed. Huh? What are you talking about? Are you not the witness Detective Gumshoe told us about? Well, I did get a call from Detective Gumshoe earlier. He was practically yelling at me. Mr. Edgeworth needs your scientific doohickeys right now, pal, he said. What was that man thinking? Or rather not thinking? How many assistants can Mr. Edgeworth get at one time? So, let me guess. There's been a murder, right? Yes. Unfortunately. There's a sudden glint in her eyes. But I need to keep my mind focused on the witness. Now, where did that person go? Well, probably in there, but let's have a look. Where are you going, Mr. Edgeworth? We have to find the witness before that mean old werewolf does. You're right, the witness is supposed to be here in the stadium, but where? Okay, yeah, definitely in the pink Badgermobile. I assume this is another Badgermobile. Yeah, but it's a different colour than the Blue Badger's car. Yes, this is the retina searing pink model. What's that off in the distance? Oh, hey! It's the pink Badger! Badger get! Oh, the sash she's wearing says tough love. Badger, 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 Badger. So tempting. So tempting. Just what does she see in these silly things? I think this badger has something to say to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Are you, by chance, the witness I've been searching for? Sorry, but I don't speak badger dance. Oh no! Oh, prepare. Time for me to miss some lines because she's going to be speaking too fast. I can't take being inside that stuffy head anymore. You're... No, why her? Why here? Why now? I first met this woman 3 years ago. She was a witness in one of my cases. She has since gone out of her way to pop up unexpectedly, causing me great grief. Cheapoo! Why couldn't you understand what I was trying to tell you? I mean, really. I was trying so hard to keep the kids' dreams alive by staying in character. But you couldn't pick up what I was trying to convey to you. I'm sick and tired of that roundabout way of talking, so I'm just going to be direct. I had a bad feeling before, but this just made it official. Today has gone beyond my typical not my day into the realm of waking nightmare. So, you're a friend of Mr. Edgeworth too, Miss Pink Badger? You could say that, but right now I'm just the Pink Badger, dearie. She may look the part, but I know better than to trust my eyes around this woman. My name is Wendy Oldbag, but you can call me Wendy, or Granny, or whatever suits your fancy. Nice to meet you, Miss Oldbag. I'm Kay Faraday. What do I care about a young whippersnapper like you? Yeesh, I was just trying to be polite. Weren't you a security guard at one of the Gatewater hotels the last time we met? I go where I'm needed. I'm very good at what I do, unlike the youth of today. I get called in all the time to fill in when there aren't enough hands. But enough about me, Edgy Poo. I'm thoroughly dejected right now. I finally get the chance to see you again, and here you are talking to 2 young girls. Men are all the same, it doesn't matter how old it is. Well, the other day, Captain with you, he didn't do an engaged marriage with the... What? Don't know what she sees in him at all. Something about a persimmon ripen. You just seem to attract all sorts of interesting people, Mr. Edgeworth. Kay, please. I'm begging you, by all means, do not provoke her any further. Aren't you forgetting about something, Mr. Edgeworth? This person could be the witness. Honestly, I hope she isn't. And I don't think fate is going to be so kind today. Something about being a third wheel to a love life of someone else. Yeah, I think it's probably an actor that old bag likes got engaged to someone probably close to his own age. And she's mad about it. So what happened? I even saw the exact moment it happened. How's that? So it's true, she is the witness. I don't suppose I can afford to ignore the old bag. Yes, it was just a little while ago. I saw it happen right in front of me. At the moment of the murder. You mean to say that you witnessed someone being killed right before your eyes? Sounds like a pretty important piece of testimony to me. What old bag witnessed? I came to this stadium to take a short break. As I was resting, I happened to glance over and saw two men facing each other in that area. Suddenly there was a loud gunshot and the person who was shot fell to the ground. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. Looks like we hit the jackpot, huh, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I can't afford to ignore what she has to say. Unfortunately. What's this unfortunately you tacked on at the end supposed to mean, Edgy Poo? Well, anyway, let's see what we can find out from this little old lady. What old bag witnessed?
Hold it!
You saw two men. Can you describe them for me? They look like your average Joes, completely uninteresting and not worth fawning over. I'm telling you, they were so boring that I don't even remember much beyond that. You're not very helpful, are you, old bag? But did they have any special features? Anything you can recall would be very helpful. Oh my, don't tell me you're jealous of those two men. Hey, she's right. You do seem pretty worked up over there, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm not worked up over anyone, and I'm not jealous. It's all right, Edgy Poo. Those two were just foals compared to a stallion like you. Yeah. I thought so little of them that I lost interest the instant I laid eyes on them.
Hold it!
You're claiming to have seen the exact moment in which the murder took place. Absolutely. That gun made a terrible racket when it was fired. You didn't try to go help the person that got shot? I'm only one person, you smart alecky brat. What could I have done? But I took off as soon as I could to find someone who could help. Two men, one bullet. It's all consistent with what we found out from the body. Sadly, there wasn't a lot of new information to go on in your testimony. Well, if I saw that guy again, I'm sure I could identify him for you. I mean, how do you expect me to remember anything without something to jog my memory? Self-centered, aren't we? Well, it was somewhat useful. Her testimony also presents us with a new problem. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes? So, about this new problem. What is that giant grin on your face for? Do you want me to show you something really nice? No, thank you. Don't be so mean. I swear it's something you're gonna like. What is that gadget you're holding? What you see before you is the secret weapon of a great thief. I should have known it would be worthless. Oh, don't be like that. What do you think now? Ooh, it's got a projector. What is it doing? It's projecting something into the air. I'm going to input the necessary information to run the simulation now. Once I'm done, I'll increase the size of the projection to its maximum size. Dark skies of evening, where no other bird dares to take wing, one remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood. Ooh, recreation mode. What is this? This is a recreation of the murder based on the info I inputted into Little Thief. Little Thief. I dare say you're taking the Robin Hood thing a bit too far. Little Thief is actually meant to be a simulator for me to plan my thefts. But I suppose if I used it like this... Let's see... Miss Oldbag said the two men were facing each other. And then a gunshot rang out, and the victim fell to the ground. Ah, so with this we can inspect the crime scene as it was in the past. See? So, what do you think? I have to say, I'm impressed by the technology thieves have access to these days. Well, it is the super secret weapon of the mighty Yatagarasu. Indeed. Oh, but if there isn't enough information, or if something is out of place, the recreation could come out a little strange. In other words, I can use this to authenticate the validity of a witness's testimony. You got it! You really catch on quick, Mr. Edgeworth. Right now, this simulation is a recreation of that witness's testimony. So, for now, I should re-examine everything. And if I find anything illogical or strange, I can then ask for clarification. Feel free to examine anything in the simulation the way you always do. You can even present evidence when you find a contradiction. Well, the contradiction is definitely that that was the wrong angle of shooting. Like, I can tell that for sure. And if you find something, I've got Little Thief with me, so just let me know, okay? Alright. It's the silhouette of the killer with a gun at the ready. Reminds me of what Iva did? Yeah, it does. That's true. That is true. Okay, is it not possible to recreate the face of the killer? Well, that would be because we don't have one. Well, I can't exactly input what we don't know into Little Thief. She has a point. According to the testimony, the victim fell to the ground here. That's right, but if that's the case, then we've already found our first contradiction. Huh? What? Where? If this is the real scene of the crime, there's something missing that should be here. Yes, a hell of a lot of blood and also a bullet. Which piece of evidence shows the missing item? This one?
Take that!
This is the contradiction. Something wrong with my recreation? If this is the real scene of the crime, something specific should be here. If you think back, how did we deduce that the other crime scene was not the real one? Oh, I get what's missing now. There's no blood on the ground here either, right? Right. The fact that there's no blood here casts doubt on the witness's testimony, and makes it seem more likely that maybe they were practicing a stage show, and the person with the gun was probably the bad badger. Edgy Pooh, how could you doubt me like that? Are you calling me a liar? I know what I saw, and I saw the victim get shot down. You know, I don't think she's lying, Mr. Edgeworth. To be honest, I can't think of a reason why she would lie to me. In that case, maybe there's another explanation for the distinct lack of blood. Why is there no blood around the victim's prone body? It looks like they broke the stage down. The stage I saw this morning in the center of the stadium has been packed away. Ooh. I guess this means they're done for the day. Or maybe it's because a different show is scheduled to start its run tomorrow. I mean, this is definitely wrong, but how do I make that statement exactly? This is amazing! Just feel the power of science! What is this? Some sort of new attraction? I would like to... Can I show her, like, the face of this guy? No, I can't present... I can't present profiles, okay. Go on, Edgy-Poo, show me anything and I'll tell you all about it. Very well, what do you think about this? It's nothing special. Somehow I figured she'd say as much. Okay. Fine. Talk, I guess. Yes? So, you believe that this gadget will provide us with the proof we need? Yeah, of course! Pretty neat, huh? By inputting info like this, you can recreate the crime scene exactly as it was. Although, a Little Thief was originally intended to be a training sim for heists. A training sim for thievery. I don't believe I can turn a deaf ear to that, Kay. It's for practice! Practice! It's not like I've actually stolen anything yet. Besides, we're in the middle of an investigation, so stop nitpicking. Even if it is just practice, I can't exactly endorse the act of stealing. Although, admittedly, this device is rather useful in an investigation. Aha. So, how am I supposed to use this to aid my investigation? Oh, that's right! I guess I should explain how to use it, huh? Objects outlined in yellow are things that are not present in our time but were in the past. Things outlined in a dotted line are things that exist now but didn't in the past. I see. You can examine and interact with replicated people and objects as you normally do. You can even present evidence whenever you find an inconsistency. Oh, and be sure to point out mistakes in the recreation with evidence too. Very well. Let's continue with the investigation. If there's something you don't get about Little Thief, feel free to ask any time, okay? What do I have up here? Ah, we could go, was the blood on the stage? Which would make sense, because as I said, it looked like he got shot from below. So he could have been on the stage. No? Okay. Well, it was worth trying. How do I... How? Consulting with the internet again. because we're not done with the old bag? Huh. I seem to have broken it. Apparently there's a piece of evidence that I should have, and I don't. Alright, okay. This one and that one, apparently. Is it not possible that the victim was wearing a costume? And that the costume absorbed all the leakings? So, you really think that Mr. Deacon was one of the kidnappers? I think we can reasonably assume there's a very good chance that he was. And that if he was shot while he was inside of one of those stolen costumes, then Mr. Deacon's blood would be inside the costume instead of on the ground. Depends on how much blood there was, and depends on how much blood those things absorb. Precisely. Now, if only we could prove that the victim was wearing a costume. You'd think it'd be pretty easy if we could find some footprints. Now, the problem is finding them, since there doesn't seem to be any around. Footprints, huh? Wonder how we can go about finding some of those. Emma, footprints. Emma, about that method you were talking about for finding footprints. Ah, finally my expert knowledge in forensics is needed. Yes, well, can you detect and trace even partial footprints? Leave it to me! My cutting-edge detection kit can find anything. Very well. If you could please analyze the footprints in this area. Okay, stand back now and witness the power of science at work. Hey, I found something! Look, right there! I don't see anything. Oh, that's right! Here, put these special glasses on, Mr. Edgeworth. These footprints were definitely left by a badger costume. Judging by the way the prints are layered, those seem to be the newest. Then we can conclude that the victim was definitely wearing a costume at the time. Victim's costume, he was most likely wearing one due to the footprint's shape and the lack of blood. Okay, in that case I'll update Little Thief's simulation parameters. I can't wait to see what we find out from this new info. So, the victim was wearing a costume when he died. And with that, we should be one step closer to the truth, right? Wonder how they tell the difference between the police and everyone else, what, on the footprints? Yeah. I mean, I imagine that the police all probably have a uniform set of type of shoe. Although that doesn't necessarily mean that other people might not have that type of shoe, but you could at least go police shoes, police shoes. Pick ones that aren't, I don't know. I see the recreation has changed in accordance with the new information. We may be closer, but now something else has caught my attention. What do you want? Your testimony, naturally. I'd like to hear it one more time, if you please. Did you say the one about the terrifying experience before? I can't remember. It was a very terrifying experience, let me tell you. So, does this mean that Ms. Oldbeg's testimony has a contradiction in it? Well, yes, if one of the dudes was wearing a costume. Yes, and I believe our best course of action is to compare it with your recreation. See, I just knew Little Thief would be of help. Now let's see if we can pull more info from Miss Oldbag and put it into the recreation. For that, we must first find the contradiction in her testimony. How do you know they were men?
Objection!
2 men. How did you know the gender of the 2 people involved, seeing as how the victim was wearing a costume at the time? Furthermore, I have another matter I'd like to inquire about. I'd very much like to know why you failed to mention the costume in your testimony. I'm beginning to doubt you really witnessed the murder at all. But I'm telling you, I really did see it. I saw it with my very own eyes. From a seat in the second tier. The second tier. Hey, didn't you say you saw it right in front of you earlier? That was, you know, I was using the phrase in the metaphorical sense. I see our witness still has a screw loose, in the metaphorical sense. Now, the cushy seats in the second tier are reserved for hotshot VIPs, which is exactly why I go there now and again to take a nap. I can't see how you could have gotten a good look from there, it's so high up. Were you able to see even the victim's costume from way up there? Well, I know I saw two people, but I couldn't really see what they looked like because they were in the stage's shadow. It was hard to make out the killer and victim that Oldbag saw in the stage's shadow. Especially while taking a nap, right? It sounds like she just heard the shot and then saw the people. Right. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, you know. Not like when I was young. It's called me Eagle Eye Wendy. I used to be let's return to our investigation, shall we, Kay? You got it! Okay. Now were they in the shadow of the stage when the stage is now packed up? Or rather, does that indicate when this happened? If that woman's testimony is to be believed, the murder occurred before the stage was broken down. Do you want me to input that bit of info into Little Thief? Yes, if you please. Okay. Well, okay, so I take back my may have been at a higher height, he may have been at a lower height, in which case the shoulder wound is the entry wound, but that's also towards the back, which would mean that he would be facing from the back. Unless this guy is up there, though. Actually, we probably need to swap them over, don't we? That would probably be easier, wouldn't it? There is clearly a contradiction here. Please stop stealing my lines. Oh, come on! It wasn't that hard to see it coming, even for a layman like me. I suppose. In any case, it's not possible for the killer to have stood here in that way. Because there was a very real stage set up in this spot at that time. Yeesh, I told you I got it! Do you feel the need to explain everything? Yes, well, in any case, we still need to resolve this unusual situation. Isn't it obvious? The killer was on top of the stage, naturally. Right, Miss Oldbag? Yes, I remember now. The killer was standing on top of the stage. See? Now let me update the info in the simulation. No, I'm pretty sure I would like these to be the other way around. But no, we've got the footprints and everything. No, the footprints just tells us that the guy who did the shooting was also in a costume. Well, well, what have we here? A bunch of hooligans running amok, I see. Agent Lang, how nice of you to join us. Well, I can't have you going around messing up my crime scenes. Agent Lang, we've discovered that the real scene of the murder is here, the stadium. I see. Thanks. For what? I'm just trying to show you my appreciation for all the time you saved me. Who knew that such a strange little toy could recreate a crime scene like that? Little Thief is not a toy! You two! Sir! There. And there you have it, you see. Big boys like me don't need silly toys, little girl. Now this is a recreation. So what? Do you still intend to assert that Officer Meekins is the killer? Of course. Even knowing the crime took place here doesn't let him off the hook. Agent Lang's logic again. Logic. This is the real scene of the crime. Officer Meekins lay in wait for the victim on top of the stage. And when the victim finally showed, he shot him from on high. That's the truth your little recreation showed. Actually, we weren't done with that. How far will you go to accuse Officer Meekins of the crime? He is the most likely suspect we've got, especially given the situation with his gun. He's only the most likely person that you have. You don't have the other kidnapper. Well, even if he is the killer, at least my recreation was on the mark. You see? Thank you for understanding, my little crow girl. I'm not some common crow. I'm the Yatagarasu, the Raven of Legend. Unfortunately, your conclusion is yet to be tested. So let's see how well it holds up. I feel like I should be able to go... How do you shoot someone on high and have the entry wound be in the abdomen and the exit wound be in the shoulder? Surely.
Objection!
I'm terribly sorry, Agent Lang. I should have warned you that our recreation is incomplete. You cut in quite unexpectedly, after all. What's that supposed to mean? You said that the victim was shot by the killer from up above, correct? I hate to break it to you, but that's not possible. Huh? Why not? Recall Mr. Deacon's body, specifically where the gunshot wounds were located. Actually, I didn't get that good of a look. Oh, well then. The bullet entered Mr. Deacon in his abdominal region and exited his right shoulder. This is more consistent with an angled shot from beneath the victim. Then, yes, our recreation had the victim being shot at an angle from above. A clear contradiction. You're discounting your own conclusions? No, this one point is the only flaw. This was the mistaken parameter in our recreation. The killer and victim's locations. Yes, the locations of the killer and the victim were wrong. I see it. I get it. I see what you're trying to say. I believe the killer and the victim were standing opposite to what we originally thought. It was the victim who was on top of the stage as he was being shot by the killer. If this is what happened, it would also explain the positioning of the gunshot wounds. But then, what about the footprints? Since footprints don't lie, we can assume then that the killer also wore a costume. Okay, I'll try using that data instead. Judging by the fact that both the killer and the victim were wearing costumes, I'd say it was a killing between the two kidnappers. That would be the most natural conclusion. Wouldn't you agree, Agent Lang? Well done, Mr. Prosecutor. But that alone doesn't clear Officer Meekins of the crime. Another bit of proof. I ask that you take another good look at the tire marks over there. 3 marks are indicative of the blue Badger-mobile. That story Officer Meekins told about that shop on wheels getting stolen was just a lie. He drove the blue Badger-mobile here and committed the murder. Then he used the car to move the body to the garage in the Wild Wild West area. You believe he moved the body with the car? That's right. It was Officer Meekins himself who pointed us to the way he did it. The 3 tired tread marks are very telling, however. Is the blue Badger-mobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? No.
Hold it!
3 tire marks. I have to agree that the blue Badger-mobile has 3 tires. Of course. The only thing in this park that could make those marks is that roving sharp. He is so dumb. There were 3 parking spaces in that garage. And only one of them had tire marks going to it, and it wasn't the blue Badgers.
Objection!
Are you forgetting that there are in fact 3 of them? You can't simply ignore the pink and proto-Badger-mobiles, Agent Lang.
Knuckle back!
Of course, I didn't say it couldn't be either of the other 2. But I see no reason to drag them into this just to complicate things. Yeah, because if we complicated things, your brain might explode. What do we have? I'm not sure if we can use that. Alright, let's keep pressing.
Hold it!
Of course, you have some sort of proof that it was all a lie, correct? Of course not. Well, that was blunt. But suppose it is a lie. It would explain a lot of things. Like his movements and his whereabouts.
Hold it!
So you still claim that the tire marks belong to the blue Badgermobile? It must have arrived on the scene after the ground had become wet with rain. Officer Meekins committed the murder.
Hold it!
Besides the blue Badgermobile, there are other ways the body could have been moved.
Knuckle back!
Recall what the Wild Wild West area looked like. Only the blue Badgermobile and Mr. Deacon's body were in the garage. I'd say that's proof. I suppose if one were to look at that place, that would be the only logical conclusion. No, Edgeworth! The tire marks don't even lead to that parking space! However, my experience tells me that the truth is usually not so easily found. Is there some sort of problem with Agent Lang's statement with regard to that scene? It looks like the only thing that car was selling was death, not dreams. Only if what Agent Lang believes turns out to be true. Three-tired tread marks are very telling, however. Is the blue Badgermobile the only thing capable of creating such a pattern? Oh, no, that's not what I want to present to. Not quite sure what I'm presenting it to. Is it going to be to this one? Let's find out. I would like to point out that the blue Badgermobile doesn't look like it's been driven through mud.
Objection!
Okay, this does appear to be the correct one. Sorry, Agent Lang, but that's an impossible tale. And why is that? Those tire marks could not have been left by Officer Meekin's blue Badgermobile. One look at the car would have told you so. What proves the blue Badgermobile... What was that, sorry? Had not been to the stadium. Here.
Take that!
It clean. Take a good look at the tires. There's not a single dollop of mud to be found on it. Yes. If this car had come to the backstage area and left those tire tracks, then the lack of mud on those tires stands out as very peculiar indeed. Then how do you explain the tire tracks, genius? Hey, I've got it! What about Ms. Oldbeck's pink Badgermobile? Don't be ridiculous! I was sleeping the entire time in the second-tier seats. Indeed, I believe we can rule her out as someone related to the crime. However, there is yet one more roving store, as I recall. Oh, you mean the proto-badger? That's right, there was one more parking space inside the garage. And it proves the existence of a proto-badgermobile. Agent Lang, I suggest you find this proto-badgermobile post-haste. There must still be some sort of incriminating evidence in it. Hey, did you hear something? Help! Is this the kidnappee? Help me. He's got his dad's ears. Are you alright? Well, this is something. Looks like we found our kidnapping victim. Where were you all this time? Wild West with kidnappers. He was in the room next to the one I was held in. Ran away using underground and got lost. The kidnappers. What is it? I can't understand what you're trying to say. The kidnappers escaped wearing costumes. Did you see the faces of your kidnappers? No, I didn't see their faces, but two. One was a woman. A woman? Quite an important piece of testimony. Hey, what are you guys doing? Stop standing there and get your cops on it already. I'll even let you guys have what the kid just said just now. Consider it a gift. Now, are you gonna get out of my crime scene, or am I gonna have to get rough? And Gain? You're nothing but a big bully. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, let's go. Oh, no, not you. You're a very important witness for my case. I'm not about to let you get away that easily. Don't count on me to testify because I won't. Not for you. That's right. I won't either. Now, you hear me, you young whippersnapper? Hey, calm down. There's no need for all this hostility. I just want to take a statement from each of you. I'm not gonna rough either of you up. I give you my word. Come now, fair maidens. What do you say? Will you cooperate? Yeah, with the fair maidens line, I feel like we are going for womanizer here. It does appear that he is not pretty enough for Old Bag. Or maybe it's just because she's seen him be mean to Mr. Edgeworth. You don't trust Lang. Yeah, well, the thing is, typically speaking, we should have seen the other kidnapper by this point, right? And there's only basically two ladies we've met this thing. So it's either the maid, which does kind of make sense because she was wandering around looking for the guy, and we know he's escaped. So it's either the maid or it's his secretary. It's probably not his secretary, it's probably the maid. I don't like Lang. His aesthetic is great, but...
Fair maidens. My, you little rascal, you sure know the way into a woman's heart.
Langzy says, passage of time is but a fleeting moment, and a lady is young forever.
Trying to outdo my edgy poo with your fancy schmancy sayings. Let's get this over with. So we're clear, I'm only interested in giving you my statement.
Sure, just as soon as Mr. Prosecutor leaves us be. Mr. Edgeworth! To be continued. Would I like to save? Yes, I would like to save. And I would also like to go get more water. I will be right back. And I'm back. Feels like these chapters are shorter than in Phoenix Wright. Probably because there's less talking. March 13th, 2:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. Looks like we got the boot again. With Lance safe, the focus of the investigation will shift solely onto the murder. You mean the infighting between the kidnappers? Yes, and also the identity of the remaining kidnapper. Miles, my boy! Tell me it's true. Tell me you've really found my boy. I mean, he found us, but yes. Yes, Mr. Romano, we found him earlier in the stadium. Then my little Lance is unhurt? He's not exactly the picture of perfect health, but his life is not in danger. He's being questioned right now by Agent Lang. Poor Lance! It must have been so horrible for him, locked up like a... Miles, my boy, can't thank you enough. It was nothing. I'm still in shock over what happened to Oliver. But I have to say I'm relieved that Lance is all right. Oh, that's right. I mustn't forget to pass this on to Lance as soon as the police are finished with him. A letter. The way Lance is being chased after by women reminds me of someone I know. I almost can't believe he received yet another love letter, you know. Here, take a look for yourself. Isn't this a breach of confidentiality? It's a very simple love letter. My dear Lanzamano, may I come see you again, your beloved Viola. And the Lender Loan Company. Is Viola who I think she is? Yep. Viola Cadaverini. Oh, let me see. That's really weird. It's from a loan company, Tender Lender. Looks like more like a collection bill to me. Love letter data jotted down in my organizer. Why do those letters make it feel like it's obsessive love? I mean, do you remember what Viola was like? Also, this could just be a collection notice, disguised as a love letter. He loves me. He loves me not. He loves me. He loves me not. Oh, that's the 12th one. No, you can't give up, Lauren. Just one more try. Excuse me, but I can't help but feel a bit sorry for all the flowers you've gone through. I suppose. If they were me, then... I believe you said you're Lance's girlfriend when we first met, correct? Yes, I am, but... Oh, it's not like we both think of each other as lovers. But he did give me this ring, so I guess we're not just friends either. I mean, because this isn't just any ordinary ring. It tastes so sweet when you lick it. Ah, it's so wonderful. You mean to tell me that he gave you a lollipop ring? So, which is it? Have you guys not decided if you're going out, or is it just one-sided? Decided? Shouldn't the parties involved naturally just know? Oh no, Edgeworth, that is a really bad idea. Edgeworth, really, no. Edgeworth, that's how you have one side thinking that they're dating and one side not. Edgeworth, no. My father used to work for Mr. Amano. And so Lance and I grew up together. I said it out loud. I don't see how that's anything to be embarrassed about. So, your father was an employee of the Amano group. What did he do? I heard his job was to fly around the world. On Pegasus. Pegasus. Oh, Pegasus was the name of the airplane. The airplane belonged to the company. You had me there for a second. But now, it's all changed. My father, he isn't around anymore. Oh, I see. About 10 years ago, he rode in Pegasus off to somewhere and never returned. Riding Pegasus to whereabouts unknown. Sounds like the stuff legends are made of. It's been so long, I don't think I'd recognize him if we were ever to meet again. I'm so sorry, Lauren. But I won't give in to the sadness. I have to live. Yes, Lauren, live. About this incident. Incident? But isn't the kidnapping already over and dealt with? I've been here the whole time, so I'm afraid I don't know much about any other incidents. The dead body. How did you come to know that Lance had been kidnapped? Oh, that's because of my woman's intuition. And definitely not because I was one of the kidnappers. You based everything on that. I know everything when it comes to my Lance. It's really strange. It really must be destiny. She started fantasizing again. So, what are you going to do now, Mr. Edgeworth? I already established that there's a good chance the killer is the other kidnapper. It's my duty to figure out who this other person is. I believe there's one location that might hold a clue or two. The kidnapper's hideout. The obvious location is the kidnapper's hideout. But we're still not allowed in, remember? Agent Lang and his men should be done with this area. In that case, there's no harm in asking that officer over there to let us in. Well, it's worth a shot. What do you have to report? Sir, nothing unusual or out of the ordinary, sir. Where have I heard such redundancy before? Is it possible for you to let us take a look around inside? Sir! Roger, sir! That was surprisingly hassle-free. Are you certain? Didn't Agent Lang order you not to allow me in? Sir! That's true, sir, but... Detective Gumshoe asked me personally to let you in, sir. And I couldn't refuse a request from him. How? Looks like Detective Gumshoe has a following. Furthermore, I was asked to give this document to you, sir. What is this? Hey, it's Colin Deveray. There's a pun there. Not in his name. Well, probably in his name, but I haven't figured that one out yet. The man in this picture, isn't this Mr. Oliver Deacon? Right, Colin Deveray. Sex male, dominant hand right. Height 5'8", so not that much taller than me. Weight 123.45 pounds, which I have absolutely no concept of what that means. Whereabouts unknown after his escape from Penny Dent Prison, as in penitent. Stole a gun from a guard during his escape. We thought he might head for where his wife and sole daughter... Oh, okay. About 58 kilograms. That also means nothing, Drag. I don't have good concepts on the subject of weight. Like, I might be able to get a concept if I converted it to from pounds to stone. But even then, it wouldn't be a good concept. I mean, even so, 56 kilograms doesn't seem that much. Skinny man. I think. But something our surveillance is yet to show up. But the name here says Colin Deveray. That's the same name as the one on the back of the pendant. It appears that Colin Deveray was his real name. What's this? 8.8 stones. Yeah, that doesn't sound too very much. I mean, he does look kind of skinny in that picture, and we did see his body. He was convicted in a case 10 years ago and sent to prison. Oh dear, young lady, I think you may have murdered your own father. If he flew off on Pegasus 10 years ago and never came back. What? Then what was he doing here? Apparently, he broke out of jail and then just vanished. He must have become Oliver Deacon to cover up the fact that he was an escaped felon. Colin Devereux dossier data jotted down in my organizer. Details Oliver Deacon's real name and history. Right, let's have a look at the full version. We thought he might head for where his wife and sole daughter are, but despite our surveillance, he's yet to show up. Okay. Now I'm not sure what's going on anymore. Is there some sort of link between the victim's past and this current case? These police documents are rather detailed. I should take the time to give them a thorough read eventually. It's fine. Let's focus on one thing at a time, starting with the kidnapper's hideout. Yeah, I agree. We should investigate first and think later. More than thinking things through, I think you should try remembering things first. Now then, if you could please unlock the door, officer. It was locked up until a little while ago, but since then the door's been wide open, sir. I'm not sure I follow what it is you're saying. Care to explain in a bit more detail? Sir, the door was locked down tight when they went to check out the room, so they got about 10 officers to help out and break the door down, sir. I see. I guess that means I get Agent Lang's leftovers. Well, let's see what we can find. A broken mirror. Blue Badger photo rally sign. There's a map on the wall. There's one key on that corkboard. 3 cups that appear to have been used for coffee. And the body of a blue badger. March 13th, 2:55 p.m, kidnapper's hideout. So, this is where the kidnappers planned their foul deed. While you were tied up for a while in the room next door. Kay, please, must you bring that up again? Now then, down to business. There might still be some clues left in this room. Let's try to find out what we can of the other kidnapper's identity. Kidnapper's hideout. Right, so let's start in this corner. What's this? What have we here? It looks like a sword. A broken sword. Strange. Why would it be broken like that? Broken prop sword found lying next to the door, broken cleanly in half. It's possible that that was blocking the door and got broken when the police knocked it down. Swords don't usually break on their own. That's true. Alright then, let's think about it in this way. Maybe it broke when someone was trying to use it for or on something. It could have been broken when our kidnappee was trying to escape. Hypotheticals aren't going to get us anywhere. Perhaps we should think more on this later. Ooh, they have barrels like these just outside. Yes, and... Well, I know I already asked you when we were out there, but if these were real, what would you put in them? There's an expectant gleam in her eyes that I'm about to dash. By not answering. This must be where they dispose of old and worn-out costumes. That's so sad. It would seem that they throw the costumes away in pieces. In the hideout, there is a trash bin for old and useless costumes. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Right, we're gonna start with the key. I wonder what this key is to. You got me. Reminds me of the key we found in the other room. That's it! It must be the key for one of those trapdoors. That wasn't a trapdoor. You only call it one because you quite literally jumped into it. Hey, but isn't that what you're supposed to do when you see one? I am not having this conversation with you. Cheap styrofoam cups. Looks like only 3 cups were used. They were on top of the table. The coffee looks like it was poured today. This suggests that the kidnapping victim was also given coffee. Or that there's a third kidnapper. There are 2 options here. A poster of Gatewaterland is stuck on this wall. Intrigue, fun, prestige. Gatewaterland has it all, and it's waiting for you. It's not especially catchy, is it? Folding chairs, and by the looks of it, they were probably used by the kidnappers. There are 3 chairs sat around the table. Folding chairs, 3 of them were set up. It's very likely the kidnappers sat in these. Alright. 3 cups, 3 chairs, go. The common denominator between the cups and folding chairs is the number 3. Speaking of which, the number of missing costumes is also 3. Wait, but I thought there were only 2 kidnappers. Indeed, something isn't adding up, literally. Let's return to my initial idea that the son was in on the kidnapping. Maybe he was in on the kidnapping with the butler and the maid, and then maybe they had a disagreement about who got what out of that $1 million. Like a disagreement in the distribution of funds. Is it possible there is a 3rd kidnapper that Lance didn't see? Hey, there's a trapdoor in this room too! It's not a trapdoor, it's an entrance to an underground passage, Kay. It's a trapdoor, Edgeworth! That's what you call a door in the floor, right? I know that! A door leading to the outside world was locked, so Lance must have escaped his prison through here. Can we go down? Let me go down! Okay. The door is thoroughly broken, thanks to the police who forced it open. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. That doorknob handle thingy is looking pretty beat up. I suppose that's what happens when 10 officers break their way in with brute force. Hey, that's odd. The lock on this is completely fine. Look, not a single dent. Yep, someone is lying, and the liar is Lance. He blockaded himself in using the wooden prop sword. Well, using the prop sword, I don't know if it's wooden. Using the prop sword. He didn't need to escape via the underground, but he did it anyway. How is that possible after what that officer told us? Yeah, if the lock had been in use when the door was busted down, then the door frame should be broken. Then the lock itself should be completely wrecked. So, the lock on the door leading to the outside is undamaged. How can that be? The panel that hid the entrance to the underground is propped up and wide open. Be careful of where you step, okay? I only fell into that other opening once, you know? It's a bit strange that the police had to force their way into an unlocked room. One look at the pristine door lock and anyone can see that it was not in use at the time. But the policeman outside said it took 10 men to get it open. A door that was locked tight despite it not being locked at all. It can only be because of this. Oh, you mean... Yes, it was used to jam the door. Here, take a look at the door handle. You see how the handle is completely destroyed. So that's how the sword broke. Broken prop sword data jotted down in my organizer. It was used to jam the handle to the hideout's door. I thought that we might uncover the true identity of the kidnappers. But instead, we've only uncovered more questions that need to be answered. Ah! What is it? Well, well, Mr. Edgeworth, am I correct? What are you doing, suddenly popping out of the secret entrance like that? This is an underground passage used by staff members, sir. We badgers also make use of it in our duties. Look, why don't you get out of there first and then we'll talk, okay? Ah, I beg your pardon, miss. Proto Badger get! Alright, only one more to go. What are you getting all excited about? Did you forget? The photo rally, duh! See, look! Now all I have to do is get a picture of the Bad Badger and I'm done! Ah, yes, I vaguely recall a contest or something of that sort. I'm not sure you're allowed to use the photo that you got in a backstage area. Okay. What? It's gone! But where did it go? What happened? What's wrong? A Bad Badger costume is missing, sir! Oh, is that all? Well, it's missing because the kidnappers stole it. I heard about how they were stolen, but they said that only 3 of the costumes had been taken. What? Is he saying that more than 3 of them are gone? Are both of the Bad Badgers missing? Mr. Proto Badger, please tell me a little more about these costumes you use. What did you mean by a Bad Badger costume is missing? Why, just what I said, sir. We're 1 Bad Badger short. Counting the spares, we have 2 of each costume on hand at all times. Oh, okay, because one of them is walking around in the park. The other should be in that room. Actually, both of them should be in that room. Huh? What do you mean? Normally, we don't use the Bad Badger costumes. In fact, we only use them during a certain event at a set time each day. It's the stage show where the Bad Badger wreaks havoc around the park. And the other badgers work together to apprehend him, sir. I'm speechless that such a show exists. Well, sir, I'm just trying to explain to you the only time we use that costume. Yeah, the photo rally is really hard. You've got to be at the stage show, I guess. Then, doesn't that make it near impossible to take a picture of the Bad Badger? Personally, I can't believe it's this close to showtime and there's no costume. Oh dear, what am I to do, sir? All this basically means that the kidnappers stole 4 costumes in total. Then, are you saying there are 4 kidnappers? No, I don't think that's very likely. Oh! Recall the costumes for a minute. The stolen ones, you mean? What proves that a 4th kidnapper does not exist? That would be the fact that they didn't take the pink one.
Take that!
If you had 4 people and you wanted to steal a 4th costume, wouldn't you naturally go for the full set and steal a pink badger costume instead? Yeah, that makes sense. And yet, the kidnappers decided to steal another bad badger. But also only the bodysuit, because the head was still in that room, right? Unless it isn't anymore. I believe the culprits needed 2 Bad Badger costumes, but the question is why? Unaccounted for Bad Badger and the trash. Yeah, I guess we do that. Does this work? Yes. The second Bad Badger costume, I believe it may be closer at hand than we think. And I believe it may be covered in blood. Hmm? What do you mean? That costume in the trash. Wouldn't you say it's wearing some very telltale pants? Hey, you're right! Let's get it out of there and take a look! Ooh, it's got a hole in the hand. As I suspected, it's a Bad Badger costume. Well, minus the head. Ooh, because... wait a second, no. This is the costume that was used for doing the murdering, I think. Because the Bad Badger costume, I assume, must have a fake gun attached to its palm. That they must have ripped off so that they could use a real gun instead. Look, its hand is hurt! Looks more like something was ripped off of it. I wonder why this Bad Badger costume's right hand is torn up like that. Maybe it's a flesh wound from a fight with the Blue Badger. I always knew the Blue Badger was one ferocious beast. I somehow doubt that even real badgers are as bloodthirsty as that, Kay. Depends on the badger, I think. Unused folding chairs lean against the wall in their folded state. The ones over by the table probably came from this stack. We can't check the mirror from here. We can check the chair. There are 3 folding chairs over on this side. I can't say they were arranged nearly as nicely as their siblings to the right. You think so? I think they're just fine, like a bunch of used chairs ought to be. I'm beginning to think you must keep a most chaotic room. Hey, don't slander and sigh at me all in one shot. Okay. Deduce. I would like to deduce it with the Blue Badger Bible. I believe what we have here is an inconsistency. Between what? Look carefully. Our costume is not holding something in its right hand that it should be. Oh, the gun! Precisely. The Bad Badger was designed to always hold a gun in his right hand. However, you there, did you remove the gun from this Bad Badger's right hand? No, I did not, sir. The gun is supposed to be securely attached to the costume. As I thought. The rip itself confirms my hypothesis that the gun was forcibly removed. Mr. Proto-Badger, the gun is of course not a functioning weapon, correct? Absolutely not, sir. It's just a model gun. However, it can fire blanks. We need to use them for the stage show. It seems that our kidnappers also had a need for the model gun, my dear costumed friend. Missing model gun. Was ripped from the Bad Badger costume. It's capable of firing blanks. I can't believe that costume is capable of firing it, I mean, honestly. I think we're about done with this room. So, what's next? Well, we found a few answers. There are still a few things left that we have to ask a certain person about. Let's go, Kay. March 13th, 3:34 p.m. Wild Wild West area. Mr. Edgeworth, sir! You gotta hurry, sir, come on! What is it, detective? They found a Blue Badger costume down in front of the main gate, sir! What? Isn't that what one of the kidnappers was wearing? Bingo! That's why you gotta come to the main gate with me right now! If we hurry, we might still be able to get there before Wolf Boy does, sir! Alright, let's make haste to the main gate. Man, Gumshoe is such a good ally. He's so good. Save progress. Ooh, latter, the final confrontation former. Ooh. Which I think, looking at the time, it's probably best to use this very convenient scene change to end for today. So we will finish this case next time. And probably also start on the next. So, thank you very much for coming. It's been fun. If you're new here and you've enjoyed your time, please consider subscribing to the channel. You can also follow me on social media, which is linked in the description box. The streaming schedule is posted both over there on social media and over here on YouTube in the post tab of the channel. This was the last scheduled stream of this week, so there will be another schedule put up later tonight. Back to Kingdom managing tomorrow? Yes, indeed. Next scheduled stream should indeed be tomorrow, 7 PM, for some more Your Crown is Mine, as I try to not get deposed. So I hope to see you then, or another time. Once again, thank you very much for coming, and this is Kalla signing out. See ya! Bye-bye!